principal activity is to act, or is still in force, is to act as the local organizing body in Antigua and Barbuda, providing services in relation to the hosting, staging, and organizing of matches and functions of Cricket World Cup 2007, and in 2007 in Antigua. And the important part here, Madam Speaker, under the terms of the host venue agreement, and that host venue agreement is between the ICC Cricket World Cup 2007 and World Cup Antigua, and the host, which is ICC and West Indies Cricket Board. What I'm trying to lay out, Madam Speaker, is the map which guided our involvement. It wasn't the UPP administration decided, these are things that you need. We all were part of an agreement. When signed in 2000, but by the time we signed it, it was 2004, 2005, right? Where we made an agreement to participate, like other countries in the Caribbean, in this world event called World Cup 2007. And we had to fulfill our obligations under the host venue agreement. It wasn't a determination that me as chairman of World Cup, which I became later on, or other people, to do things on their own. So I want the general public to understand that we were fulfilling a mandate signed in contract back in 2004, 2005. Madam Speaker, in 2004, the government of Antigua and Barbuda had to give her a guarantee of $4 million to start World Cup Antigua, which was done. In March 22nd, 2005, the government of Antigua and Barbuda transferred 77.83 acres of land to World Cup Antigua, which later became, or has been known now as the site. And that is the site on which the venue, the stadium, was built. So, Madam Speaker, that is just basically an outline as to where this thing started. So that as we move forward, we were guided by our commitment to Cricket World Cup. One of those commitments was that we had to provide a stadium. And other members would deal with how the stadium construction and that sort of stuff. But that was done. I am going to talk specifically about our involvement as Cricket World Cup Antigua Inc., because the member asked some questions. Now, Madam Speaker, the member from City West has asked for information regarding World Cup Antigua and how we haven't provided information and so forth. Before I give him some of that, there are issues regarding how contracts were issued. Now, Madam Speaker, I've made it clear that we were part of a regional agreement and we signed a host venue agreement. So, Madam Speaker, regarding contracts that dealt with World Cup Antigua, the member mentioned $12 million and so forth and how that money was expended. I will give him a bit in more detail, but I want to talk in general of some how these contracts were entered into and how they came about. These contracts were generally in two categories. The first category of contracts related to the preparation of the Sir Vivian Richards Cricket Ground for Cricket World Cup 2007 in accordance with our obligations of the host venue agreement and other stipulations set down by ICC and Cricket World Cup. The larger of these contracts were part of what were considered to be global contracts negotiated by Cricket World Cup 2007 for all the venues. Well, we were part of this global contract arrangement as World Cup Antigua Inc. And some of these fall into, for instance, GL Events. GL Events, a French company contracted to provide temporary facilities at the host venues to include seating, tents, equipment. The total cost of World Cup Antigua was $11 million US. That's where they're talking about